Hi, and welcome to the Perfume Preppy, where we talk about all things fragrance. Before we get started with today's video, be sure to click like and subscribe. That way you get notified whenever I put out new content. Typically we talk about fragrance on this channel, but we're going to do a bit of a segue. So it's going to be twofold. It's going to be kind of a life update because this has been a while since I've posted a video. And so one of the reasons for that is I was getting ready for the work trip I just came back from. I went to Seoul, South Korea, and it was absolutely amazing. But we had to do a lot of preparation because we did it for our yearly annual meeting that we have, and it's not always out of the country, but sometimes it is. Last year it was in Houston, Texas. This year it was in Seoul. So there was a lot of preparation, a lot of shipping things overseas, a lot of printing, but in just in general getting ready for it. So this was actually my first time out of the country. I planned on going to Italy. If you go back a couple videos, I mentioned it, but I didn't end up going. I ended up having a surgery, so I wasn't able to go. So this was actually my first time going out of the country, and it was a great time. Seoul was absolutely gorgeous. If anyone's thinking about going out east, or I know a lot of people now that Japan is open back up, they've been visiting out there. Absolutely do that. I heard Tokyo is wonderful. I haven't gotten a chance to go yet, but I do plan to. But also don't discount Seoul. Seoul is an amazing city. It's very big. It kind of puts you in mind of New York. They don't have boroughs, but they're divided up by districts. It's very big. At night, it's beautiful. It's all lit up. There's always something going on. And the food alone is worth the trip. I did so much eating over there. When I came back, I didn't even weigh myself because I didn't want to hurt my own feelings because I knew I was like putting away some Korean food. Like, because I mean, when was I going to really be able to, you know, eat like, that sort of food all the time? So, I didn't want to eat any American food, which is funny because the hotel that I stayed in, like outside, there was a PF Chang's and a California Pizza Kitchen, and I was like, okay. I mean, I did eat the PF Chang's because we had one of our one of our dinners there, with just kind of like our executive council and our board. But other than that, I pretty much had Korean food straight through. Also, it's a very long flight. It is 14 hours there and back. We had a straight flight, but there was some sort of volcanic eruption when we were going. So the plane had to go around that. So it ended up being 15 and a half hours. And then coming back was almost 20 because we ended up having to, like, for 2.5 hours be at LAX so that they could switch out the flight crew and refuel the plane. But we ended up getting there early. And so this is something, sidebar, this is something I didn't know. Customs isn't 24 hours in an airport, at least not in the United States. It's not. It depends on the airport, maybe, but LAX doesn't open up till 6. So we got there a little early, and so we got there at about like 3:30 in the morning. So we had to sit there until customs opened up so that our flight crew could switch out to the new flight crew and that they could refuel. So all that considered, we didn't get back to Detroit, which is where we flew out of, until much later than we were supposed to. So yeah, we were on a plane because we didn't deplane when they did all that. You just stay on because it's just they're switching out the flight crew, they're putting more fuel in the plane. So yeah, that was almost 20 hours. Uh, you know, it's a long flight. I will tell you, get a neck pillow or a travel pillow, buy your own. Delta, wonderful. If you're gonna fly that long, fly with Delta. I had a wonderful experience with them, and they constantly had food and drinks coming, which is what you want. But that pillow was like small enough to not be useful. It was like this long and it was like this wide, and it was just like it just didn't do the trick. I'm planning on going to Scotland actually with a girlfriend of mine next spring. I'm probably just gonna spring for business class or first class because no. I mean, and that was another thing. It was like when I would start to get off to sleep really good, I could smell food, so I'd wake up, and because you don't want to miss the food cart. You don't. I mean, we had really good food on the plane. Since we were going to Korea, they had a couple things that were like, Korean, like we had bulgogi beef, and it was really good. Um, so, like I said, it's a long flight there and back, but totally worth it. It's a great time. I was there over a week, which to really like see the city, and unfortunately, I didn't get to explore as much as I would have liked because I was there for work. But what I did get to see of it was really pretty. Our hotel was amazing. So our hotel had a mall that had an aquarium underneath. There was also a casino. There was an urgent care and a pharmacy. Like, it was a really big hotel, and it was a really big like mall underneath, and it had like all the stores. And there were boutiques in the lobby. Whenever you came in after about 6 p.m., they had live like like jazz music being played like in the lobby, but it was like a live band. I got to do the Han River dinner cruise, which was nice. So you were on a boat and it was cruising the Han River, and then they took you to another boat where you ate dinner. It was just amazing. It was a good time. So it was great to, get to see everybody that I usually have to talk to via Zoom. And so, as I said, this particular trip, it was hosted by the Korean division of the company I work for. And so our outgoing president is, Korean. And so his wife gifted my boss and me this. So usually we talk about fragrance, but we're going to make a bit of a segue today into skincare. So she gifted us this. This is by D'Alba Piedmont. It's the White Truffle Serum. It's an intensive solution. Like I said, this isn't sponsored. This was given to me as a gift. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So you put it on, like you wash your face, morning or evening or both, because I've been using it for both. And you spray this on before you put on your moisturizer, and you just let it sit in, or you can pat it in. I let it sit, and you just put your moisturizer on top of it. And I've noticed a difference. My skin feels very moisturized. K-beauty is a really big like buzzword right now, and I kind of wanted to get into K-beauty and kind of see what it was all about. And like every once in a while when I go to Ulta or Sephora, I would like buy one of those like face masks just to kind of see what the fuss was about. And like they're like $3. They have like Korean written all over them, and I was like, oh well, let's try it. And I wasn't really impressed. I was like, oh, it's just a face mask, no different than any other face mask I've worn. Okay, so I really, because I really didn't know kind of where to start. But this has been a really good introduction into like actual K-beauty. So this company, I really liked it. So I was like Googling everything, trying to figure out where I could get this from. And I Googled the company. So there's two like websites. There's the Korean website that's on the back of this. And it didn't look like they shipped to the United States. But, and I found the American website, or like the American division of the company, and they don't have this particular product. So after scouring the internet for a couple days, because I was relentless, I was like, when I run out of this, I don't want to run out of this. I want to get another bottle. So after like looking and Googling, I found a K-beauty website that does ship to the United States. So that'll be linked in the description. So as I said, typically we talk about fragrance, but occasionally if I find a product, or I'm gifted, in this case, a product that's really good, I want to let everyone know. But like I said, I'm going to try to, in 2024, I hope to be more consistent with content, especially because our annual meeting next year will be in New York. So I won't have to like, it'll still be a lot of work preparing for it, but not like when you're going overseas. It is a lot of work because we had to ship things to Korea. We had to, do a lot of counts for events, and it was a lot. But either way, I was really grateful to be part of it. It was a great time. I got to, like I said, I got to see people that, I work with and that I talk to via email and via Zoom, and it was nice to just get to see them in person. But yeah, if anyone's thinking about going to Seoul, absolutely do it. I know like K-dramas are big now. So if you are thinking about going to Korea, absolutely go to Seoul. You'll have a great time. Like I said, the food's amazing. You'll have a ball. They have a really good nightlife too. So if you like to go out and do things, Seoul is definitely a great city for that. So with that, it's good to be back. It's nice to be able to make a video for everybody, and have a great Thanksgiving weekend, and goodbye.